Beautiful goddess, let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're running on empty, trying to juggle the endless demands of life, work, and relationships while barely catching your breath? It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how much you give, you still feel drained and unfulfilled. Here's the truth: your self care routines aren't enough to fix this because burnout and emotional overwhelm often come from deeper issues. Unresolved energy imbalances shaped by your external pressures and old internal patterns. But there's good news. You and only you have the power to reclaim your energy and transform your life exactly the way you want. So let's explore how. Number one, recognize the signs before they overwhelm you. Burnout and emotional fatigue don't appear out of nowhere. They whisper before they scream. You might notice right now persistent tiredness, difficult focusing, or a sense of heaviness that just follows you everywhere. These are your soul's signals gently nudging you to pause and pay attention. Let me share a story. A client of mine, let's call her Sarah, was a high achieving entrepreneur. She ignored these signs for years, brushing aside her constant fatigue and emotional heaviness as part of the hustle. But one morning, her body had had enough. She woke up unable to move her legs without pain. Her chest was tight with anxiety and tears streaming down her face for reasons she couldn't even explain. She felt utterly, in fact, she was utterly paralyzed physically, mentally, and emotionally. That day became her turning point. After seeking medical advice and finding no physical cause, she realized this was her body's way of demanding she show up and listen. With guidance, Sarah started journaling to identify patterns of overgiving and pinpoint the situations that drained her the most. She carved out time each day to rest without guilt, saying no to unnecessary obligations, and she also embraced energy healing techniques like breath work and visualization to help her reconnect with herself. Slowly but surely, her vitality returned. Today, Sarah calls that moment her soul's wake up call and says it was the beginning of a life where she feels empowered, balanced, and in control of her energy. Beautiful goddess, burnout and emotional overwhelm is your body's way of demanding the balance you've been denying it. Number two, set boundaries that protect you. Imagine your energy as a precious garden. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, it's like letting weeds grow unchecked. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's self preservation. It's saying, I am worthy of tending to my own needs first. And I know this struggle intimately. For years, I felt obligated to say yes to every request from my family, fearing I'd let them down or disappoint them. I believed that by always being available, I was showing love and strength, but inside, I was totally exhausted and resentful as I kept pouring from an empty cup until there was nothing left. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I realized something had to change. I began saying no gently but firmly without feeling the need to explain or justify myself. At first, it was really uncomfortable, but over time, I noticed something remarkable. My relationships, especially my relationship with my children, improved. And by protecting my energy, I could show up more fully as my best self for the people I cared about the most. And this is what I want you to remember from this. No is a complete sentence and a powerful declaration of self love. Number three, embrace grounding techniques to restore your balance. When you're disconnected from yourself, you feel like a tree with shallow roots, easily swayed by every storm. Grounding practices help you return to your center and align with the natural flow of the universe. Picture this: placing your hand on your heart, taking a deep breath in and tuning into your soul's voice and just listening to the sensations, listening to your heartbeat, which is the pulse of the universe. It's quite simple, really, but it's a powerful grounding technique that works in under 3 seconds or less. You could also consider spending a few minutes each day barefoot on the earth, reconnecting with nature's steady rhythm. These practices remind you of an essential truth. You are energy, and you are the only one in control of it. Beautiful goddess, know this: grounding is your gateway to reclaiming your power. And remember, true balance starts with you. You are energy, the energetic architect of your life. No one and nothing can deplete you without your permission. By recognizing the signs, setting firm boundaries, and embracing grounding practices, you can transform from feeling drained to feeling empowered. So always, beautiful goddess, stand tall, master your energy, and be the woman who is unruffable, unstoppable, and unapologetically aligned with your soul's truth. Because when you thrive, the world within you and around you also thrives. And if you want to dive deeper with me into balancing and mastering your own energy, download my free spiritual fitness guide below and follow for more tips on achieving spiritual fitness that actually works for you. Mauri ora koutou.